There's not one way to work with actors. There's one way for any one director to work with any one actor.
That's a very good question. What makes an actor right for a film? Jarmusch doesn't answer like other directors.
I love variations in music, in art, in cinema. So this film, its whole structure.
He doesn't talk about range or star power. He talks about stillness, about trust, about the space between words. For over 4 decades, Jim Jarmusch has made films that don't scream, they whisper, they drift.
Amigo. 6 example, take 4, sound speed. I can take 4.
They find poetry in parking lots and diners and late-night conversations that go nowhere and everywhere at once. His camera loves faces that don't try too hard. Actors who understand that doing less can mean more. He doesn't cast people who want to impress you. He casts people who want to disappear into the moment. That's the difference. That's what separates his work from everything else. His films feel like dreams you half remember, slow, strange, beautiful in ways you can't quite explain. And at the center of each film is a performance that doesn't perform. It just exists. Jarmusch has worked with dozens of actors over the years, but only a few understood his language. Only a few could sit in silence and make you feel everything. These 7 actors gave him something rare. They gave him the truth without noise, presence without pretense. Here are the actors Jarmusch holds closest, the ones who shaped his vision, the ones who proved that the best acting is often invisible. 7. John Lurie. Some directors find actors. Jarmusch found a brother.
And John Lurie, both of whom I knew. And I just thought, and I'd worked with John, I'd not worked with Tom.
John Lurie wasn't just cast in Jarmusch's early films. He was there from the beginning.
They look like real tourists. Pretty classy.
Before the world knew who Jim Jarmusch was, Lurie was already in the frame. Stranger Than Paradise, Down by Law. These weren't just films, they were experiments, and Lurie was the perfect collaborator for that kind of risk. He's a musician first, a saxophonist, an artist. But when he stepped in front of Jarmusch's camera, something clicked. He didn't act like an actor. He moved through scenes like he was composing music. Loose, unpredictable, cool without trying. Jarmusch once said Lurie had a natural rhythm that couldn't be taught. He understood timing, not Hollywood timing, jazz timing. In Stranger Than Paradise, Lurie plays Willie, a small-time hustler drifting through New York. He doesn't smile much, doesn't say much, but you can't look away. There's a sadness under the cool, a loneliness he never speaks out loud. That's what Jarmusch saw in him. The ability to carry weight without showing the effort. Their friendship went beyond film. They shaped each other's art. Lurie's music became part of Jarmusch's world. And Jarmusch's vision gave Lurie a place to exist on screen. It wasn't just collaboration, it was creative DNA. They built something together that neither could have made alone. Lurie eventually stepped away from acting, health issues, creative shifts. But his presence in those early films remains untouchable. He wasn't trying to be a star, he was just being. And for Jarmusch, that was everything. Some actors define a role. Lurie defined an entire aesthetic. Cool, detached humans. He gave Jarmusch permission to make films his own way, and that permission changed independent cinema forever. 6. Roberto Benigni. Jim Jarmusch's films are quiet, slow, careful.
And I met this guy on the jury the first day, Roberto. I had never heard of him. I didn't know who he was.
And then there's Roberto Benigni. Benigni is chaotic, energy, a hurricane in human form. But Jarmusch saw something others didn't. He saw that even stillness needs movement, even silence needs sound. Benigni appeared in Night on Earth and Down by Law, and in both films, he became the heartbeat. In Night on Earth, Benigni plays a taxi driver in Rome. He talks non-stop. He confesses everything to a priest in his backseat. The scene is wild, funny, heartbreaking. It shouldn't fit in a Jarmusch film, but it does. Because underneath all that energy is something real. Loneliness, need, the desperation to connect. Jarmusch didn't try to control Benigni. He let him loose. He gave him space to improvise, to explode, and Benigni never wasted it. He brought life into frames that could have felt too cold, too distant. He reminded audiences that Jarmusch's world isn't empty, It's full, just full of people trying to find each other in the dark. What makes Benigni special to Jarmusch isn't versatility, it's a contrast. He's the opposite of everything Jarmusch usually loves, and that's exactly why he works. Jarmusch respects contradiction. He knows that sometimes the best choice is the unexpected one. Benigni proved that a Jarmusch film could have speed, could have noise, could have joy. They only worked together twice, but those two performances left a mark. Benigni showed that Jarmusch wasn't trapped in one mode. He could hold chaos and stillness in the same frame. And that made his films richer, more human, more alive. 5. Tom Hiddleston. Tom Hiddleston came to Jarmusch from a different world. Marvel movies, big budgets, explosions. But Jarmusch didn't see Loki. He saw something else.
The Jim Jarmusch film is really a love story. It's about what happens between a man and a woman and all the tenderness. And
someone who could carry centuries of sadness in his eyes. In Only Lovers Left Alive, Hiddleston plays Adam, a vampire, a musician, a man who's lived too long and seen too much. The role required stillness, elegance, old-world sophistication mixed with modern exhaustion. Hiddleston delivered all of it. He moved through scenes like he was floating, like time meant nothing to him, because it didn't. Jarmusch said Hiddleston understood the assignment immediately. He didn't need to be a movie star here. He needed to disappear into melancholy. What makes this performance special is the chemistry. Hiddleston and Tilda Swinton play eternal lovers, and you believe every second. Their scenes together feel like watching two people who've known each other for lifetimes. The glances, the silence, the way they exist in the same space without words. That's rare. Jarmusch took a chance on Hiddleston, and Hiddleston proved he could breathe in quieter air. He showed that blockbuster actors can slow down, can strip away the noise, can find truth in silence. One film, one perfect performance. That's all it took for Hiddleston to earn his place in Jarmusch's world. 4. Isaach de bankolé. Some actors explain everything. Isaach de bankolé explains nothing. And that's exactly why Jarmusch keeps calling him back.
I work with each actor independently, and so it doesn't matter whether they have a lot of experience.
Bankolé has appeared in 3 Jarmusch films: Ghost Dog, Night on Earth, The Limits of Control.
Au bord du chemin, un fil noir.
In each one, he's a mystery, a presence without backstory, a face that holds secrets. In The Limits of Control, bankolé carries the entire film on his shoulders. He plays a lone man moving through Spain. He meets strange people, receives cryptic messages, never breaks character, never explains himself. Most actors would panic with so little dialogue. Bankolé thrives in it. He doesn't need words. His face does the work. Jarmusch once said bankolé has a quality that can't be taught. He exists on screen like he's from another time, another dimension. He doesn't try to be mysterious. He just is. And that's the hardest thing to fake. Bankolé understands Jarmusch's language better than almost anyone. Silence, stillness, the power of not showing everything. Their collaboration isn't loud, it's not famous, but it's deep. Bankolé gives Jarmusch exactly what he needs. An actor who doesn't need motivation or explanation, who can walk through a scene and make you feel everything without saying a word. That's not acting, that's alchemy. 3. Adam Driver. Adam Driver is known for intensity, for explosions and lightsabers and rage. But Jim Jarmusch saw something different. He saw stillness. In Patterson, Driver plays a bus driver who writes poems. He lives a simple life. Drives his route, comes home to his wife, write in a notebook. That's it. No drama, no conflict, just existence. And Driver made it beautiful. He carries the entire film in silence. His face, his eyes, the way he listens to passengers, the way he observes the world. Jarmusch gave him almost no big moments, no speeches, no breakdowns, just quiet observation. And the Driver understood. He didn't try to make it bigger. He made it smaller, more honest. Jarmusch said, Driver has something rare, the ability to be ordinary and extraordinary at the same time. Patterson isn't a hero, he's just a man. But the driver makes you care about every moment of his life, every small routine, every poem he writes. That takes skill most actors don't have. They only made one film together, but it redefined what people thought Driver could do. It proved he didn't need violence or volume. He could hold a frame with nothing but presence. One film, one performance. And suddenly everyone saw Adam Driver differently. That's the Jarmusch effect. 2. Tilda Swinton. Tilda Swinton isn't just Jim Jarmusch's favorite actor. She's his muse, his most frequent collaborator, his creative partner. They've made 3 films together. Only Lovers Left Alive, The Limits of Control, Broken Flowers.
King and queen of the golf club, so you could... Oh my.
And in each one, Swinton becomes something otherworldly. She doesn't act like other people. She exists in her own dimension. Jarmusch once said Swinton isn't quite human. He meant it as the highest compliment. She brings an ancient quality to modern stories. In Only Lovers Left Alive, she plays Eve, a vampire who's seen centuries but still finds wonder in everything. Swinton makes you believe she's lived that long. The way she moves, the way she speaks, like time means nothing to her. What makes their collaboration special is trust. Complete trust. Jarmusch doesn't over-direct Swinton. He lets her find the character herself. And she always delivers something unexpected, something strange and beautiful. She understands his vision without explanation. She speaks his language fluently. Swinton doesn't chase fame. She chases interesting work. And Jarmusch gives her that. Roles that don't exist anywhere else. Characters that feel like they stepped out of dreams. Their partnership isn't just professional, it's artistic communion. 2 artists who see the world the same way. And that's rare. 1. Bill Murray. Bill Murray doesn't do what you expect, and neither does Jim Jarmusch. That's why they fit. When they made Broken Flowers, Murray was already a legend.
You're good at this. That's beautiful.
Thanks. Are you okay?
But Jarmusch didn't want the comedian. He wanted the ghost behind the jokes. The sadness Murray carries in every role, but never speaks out loud. In Broken Flowers, Murray plays Don Johnston, a man visiting old girlfriends to find out if he has a son. He doesn't say much, doesn't smile much, just drives from place to place looking lost. And Murray makes you feel everything. The regret, the loneliness, the weight of a life half-lived. Jarmusch barely directed him. He just let Murray exist. They also worked together on Coffee and Cigarettes, short conversations over coffee, Murray being Murray. But even there, you see it, the melancholy underneath, the man who's seen too much and feels too little. Jarmusch understands that side of Murray better than most directors. Murray doesn't perform sadness, he inhabits it. He walks through Jarmusch's frames like a man looking for something he'll never find. And that's perfect, because Jarmusch's films are about searching, not finding. Murray gave him the ultimate lost soul, the wanderer who keeps moving but never arrives. That's poetry. That's cinema. That's why he's number 1. Jarmusch doesn't cast for noise. He casts for silence. These 7 actors understood what he needed. Less. They didn't try to impress. They just existed. And in that existence, they found truth. Who's your favorite on the list? Let me know in the comments. And subscribe for more insights into cinema's greatest collaborations.